This was not an easy discussion, but that is exactly why this meeting was so important. We had a very serious and direct exchange on the situation in and around Ukraine and the implications for European security. There are significant differences between NATO allies and Russia on these issues. Our differences will not be easy to bridge, but it is a positive sign that all NATO allies and Russia sat down around the same table and engaged on substantive topics. After 2 years where such meetings were, Russia raised the proposals that they published in December aimed at addressing their security concerns. These include demands to stop admitting any new members to NATO and to withdraw forces from Eastern allies. Allies on their side reaffirmed NATO's open door policy and the right for each nation to choose its own security arrangements. Allies made clear that they will not renounce their ability to protect and defend each other, including with presence of troops in the eastern part of the alliance.
Go a little bit longer today. Could you tell us what specific issues prolonged?
NATO allies are clear-eyed about the prospects for progress in these talks. They expressed serious concern about the Russian military build-up in and around Ukraine and called on Russia to immediately de-escalate the situation and to respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of its neighbours.
From already existing violations of international law, including occupation of...
On membership and on NATO's open door, all allies are united on the core principle that each and every nation has the right to choose its own path. This is enshrined in a lot of fundamental documents, many different documents, which are the foundation for European security. And therefore also allies totally agree that it is only Ukraine and 30 allies that can decide when Ukraine is ready to become a NATO member. No one else has anything to say, and of course Russia doesn't have a veto on whether Ukraine can become a NATO member.
Is not a threat, given Russia's view that there are countries where leaders were removed from power.
The NATO allies made it clear in the meeting that we are ready to schedule a series of meetings addressing a wide range of different topics, including missiles and reciprocal verifiable limits on missiles in Europe. From the Russian side, they made it clear that they are not ready. They were not ready today to agree on such a schedule of meetings. I think you should ask them to explore or to explain their position more in detail.
Thanks very much, Secretary General David Herson.
So Russia has military forces in Georgia, in Ukraine, in Crimea, and also in Moldova. And these forces are there without the consent of the governments of these countries. They are uninvited and not welcomed. And NATO allies also in the meeting today called on Russia to withdraw those forces and to respect the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Georgia, of Ukraine, of Moldova. NATO is a defensive alliance. We have never forced or coerced any nation into our alliance. So this idea that, for instance, NATO enlargement is aggressive, absolutely not true. In particular, allies would like to discuss concrete ways to increase and this is deterrence, this is defensive, and the purpose is to preserve peace. It's not to provoke conflict, but to preserve peace, prevent conflict. And in this way, and of course we will, and if Russia once again uses force against Ukraine and further invades Ukraine, then we have to seriously look into the need to further increase our presence in eastern part of the alliance, Ukraine. And combine, and this whole idea that in a way you are close to me so you cannot do what you want, is to reintroduce the thinking of spheres of influence. And especially those who are also coming from small countries neighboring Russia should understand that that's a very dangerous path.
This press conference.
Thank you so much. Thank you.